Grove Street, home. At least it was until someone decided to port it into Garry's mod. Now you might be wondering, whoa, hold up, Necros. There's no way you can fit all of this inside of Garry's mod. I mean, Grove Street is pretty big, right? And I mean, you might be thinking, oh, the map ends like right past this bridge or something. This is just obviously the skybox and some fancy trick, right? Well, it's not just Grove Street. In fact, it is the entirety of San Andreas. We have Los Santos, San Fierro, and Las Venturas all within one single map in Garry's mod. Now you might be thinking, the map for San Andreas, the game, is very big. In fact, when I was a kid and I played San Andreas, it was literally baffling how big this game was. And I'm sure some of you guys do already know the answer. It is the infinite map base. If you guys don't know what the infinite map base is, I'll put a video in the top right corner. It's made by a creator named MEE, a dude that is crazy good with making mods in Garry's mod, and this is probably, in my opinion, his magnum opus. Now, of course, creating an infinite map is cool by itself, but he went a step further and made a base that other map creators can use to, well, create their own infinite maps. And that is exactly how this was brought in. I am so excited to test this out. There's a few caveats though. One, I've been getting constant freezes every now and then. Don't know if that's no clip or something. And number two, you guys do need to make sure that you have the 64-bit branch of Garry's mod. If you don't know how to do that, simply right-click onto your Garry's mod game, go into the Properties tab, click on Betas, and choose the x64 branch. Your game will update, wait for it to update, it's like 200 megabytes, and then you are good to go, and you're going to hopefully have Garry's mod with more stability. But also, with this map in particular, you need it. It's a requirement. Why? Because you see this platform? This is the only thing you'll be able to stand on, because everything else does not have collision. But if you're on the 64 branch, you can collide with pretty much anything. Even things like this street post. So I just gotta say, I had to do this. I love mind-bending things in Garry's mod, things that just make you think there's no way that someone could have done this. But like I said, we're getting this freeze every now and then. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'm hoping it's just a me issue. But still, it's awesome to just walk around Los Santos like this. Like, the entirety of all of San Andreas is at our fingertips. We have all the stores, all the trees, all of the memorable landmarks like this bridge, this interstate, and of course we can't forget cool places like the arena. And my favorite of all, the LA River, or I guess the Los Santos River. Something about this river just piques my fancy, both in real life and in this game. There's just something about a concrete river I find beautiful, and I just really dig it. But we can see back here, this is where the water goes. It obviously goes into, well, the ocean, because that's where rivers tend to lead. So you might be thinking, okay, hold on, Necros. There's gotta be a catch. Surely you cannot explore the entirety of all of San Andreas in Garry's mod, right? I mean, how is this even possible? Even with the infinite map base, this is a lot of map, a lot of textures, maybe even some models, just everything going on. It's almost like this is a fake video and I'm just showing the HUD or the view model of Half-Life or Garry's mod, and I'm just kind of perusing, no clipping through San Andreas. But I promise you, that is not the case. There's also something I need to tell you guys about. So some of you out there might have trouble running this. Why? Nice. It requires 16 gigabytes of RAM. Now you might be thinking, okay, well that's like an overestimate, right? Like a safe number. It is not. I am not kidding you guys. Garry's mod is using 10 gigabytes of RAM. That is more than any video game I've ever played in history, and I have played the most hardcore games ever on this machine. I have never seen something use this much RAM in one instance. This rivals Adobe After Effects. It's kind of nutty, and I'm starting to wonder, this might be why we're getting those hitches. And some of you guys might be wondering, well, why is this the case? I mean, obviously, regular San Andreas doesn't work like this. Here's the thing about this map. In regular San Andreas or any other open world game, the world loads as you explore. You know, things that are not seen are hidden away. That is not how maps work in Garry's mod. In Garry's mod, it has to load the entire map, all of it, which means that we're pretty much rendering the entire map all at once. Except for, of course, like anisotropic filtering or something, which I'm sure, you know, helps with performance, of course. But none of this is being loaded in as we're flying around. It's already loaded in. And that is probably stored in the RAM, which is why we're getting these stutters and why it's using so much. So, I mean, what is there to say? There's so much to explore in this map. I almost want to increase my speed so that we can check it out faster, but like I said, you can land anywhere. It's not like this is just some showpiece. You can like sit here, you can spawn some NPCs in if you want. Now just be cautious that spawning in NPCs, even though they are going to work, I mean, you can see Odessa's working just fine. It's like we're on a regular Garry's Mod map. Obviously nodes, navigation meshes, I did go over this in the infinite map video. It's just not possible with the way that the infinite base work. But honestly, at that point, we're kind of grasping for things because the fact that we can even do this at all is incredible. It just makes me wonder what else is going to be added into this because, again, this is a big map. I wonder what other maps from other games people are going to be able to incorporate into this base. But hey, look, we even have the water. It's just the water is not going to be, well, watery. Alright, so what about vehicles? Well, we got Symphy's couch here, and it looks like it's safe to say vehicles work just fine on this map. In fact, if you didn't tell me, I'd think we're just, again, playing on a regular Garry's Mod map. There's no weird glitchy issues or falling through the floor. Again, the only problem really is that we get that hitching every now and then, and I mean, like, now more than then, because, well, it happens a little too often for my liking. In fact, you guys aren't going to notice it too much because I'm going to be editing most of it out, but it really is an issue, and I can only assume again that it's the RAM. So we're just going to go ahead and check out some of my favorite places from San Andreas, and in order to do that, we're going to increase our no-clip speed, so we have it set to 30 now. We can just explore this map to our heart's content. My only wish, I wish there was a way to remove the fog or something, because then we could see all of the map at once and that would be a sight to behold. But here we have the airplane graveyard, guys. As a child, oh my god, how often I would come here is staggering. And it's just weird to be back here after all these years, and in Garry's Mod no less. Like, some people wonder, Necros, don't you ever get bored of doing videos on Garry's Mod? You know, aren't you worried that it's gonna die out? Well, it's not, because we have an amazing community here, and that is why I've always been first and foremost for the community, and because I believe in it, as well as just the absolute fire that burns within each add-on creator's heart, it makes Garry's Mod an amazing place to check out cool mods even after all these years. So now we're in Las Venturas, which is based after Las Vegas. Obviously, we have this really awesome landmark. I always loved going and driving by the pyramid. And then here we have the main city in Los Santos. Looks freaking awesome. But there's two landmarks I'm sure you guys do want to see. One absolutely has to be the tallest point in all of San Andreas. We have Mount Chiliad. Goddamn, I would always love just jumping off of this and skydiving all the way into the city. One of my favorite things to do in the game, or even better, is to ramp off of this with a motorcycle. But of course, if this isn't your favorite landmark, we're gonna go to my favorite landmark. And here we are in San Fierro, an absolute beaut of a city, obviously based on San Francisco. There is going to be a few issues with the map. There are some areas missing. This is like the only place I could find, but the one and only, the Gant Bridge. Obviously based on the Golden Gate Bridge. Looks stunning, but also kind of weird. I mean, as we can see, the lines here don't really work. But nonetheless, it's still an awesome bridge, and getting to the top is absolutely hilarious because there's also an Easter egg right here. There are no Easter eggs up here, go away. So see, even this came through in the map. It makes me wonder what other Easter eggs are there in this map. But guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, we could spend like hours talking about San Andreas and this map and just other cool spots. But I'd love for you guys to check it out if you have enough RAM. Definitely do, because this is something that you need to see to really believe. Garry's Mod is always making these amazing strides forward, pushing the Source engine to its absolute limits. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below. You can leave a like, subscribe, links will be in the description as always. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, farewell.